In GTA 5 Online, there's so many expensive cars, but not many cheap cars. And that's why I'm making this video for the future car guy prospects, the people who are going to make the best builds possible for the lowest money they possibly can muster. And without any more talking, let's get into the video. At number 1, we have the Hijak Chameleon. Now, this is at the bottom of the list because it has absolutely no customization, the top speed isn't very good, but it has pretty decent acceleration. Probably some of the best acceleration I've seen, like, in, free cars, because you can buy this on Legendary Motorsport for free, and it's a pretty good deal because, it's good acceleration. It just lacks in handling literally every single part of the car except for the acceleration. It doesn't look bad, though. And at number 9, we have the Benefactor Schwartzter. Now, the Benefactor Schwartzter is basically a two-door version of the Benefactor Schafter V12. Now, the biggest difference is the customization. The customization is way more vast on the Schwartzter. Now, the Schafter is much faster and will cost you 100,000, but the Schafter V12 will go a lot faster. You can steal this off the road, so I recommend this because it's basically the opposite of the last car. It's very good, it runs very nicely, it's all around a decent car. The Ubermax Sentinel XS comes in at 8th on our list. Now, you guys were probably thinking, oh, this is gonna be like at the number 1 spot, because it always is when someone makes one of these videos. I know, I checked, I've done research on this video. Now, the great thing about this car is that it's basically built for low grip tires. It's very good with drifting. It's okay with drifting on base tires, but I wouldn't recommend it. Now, it goes pretty fast. It's very decent at performing, but like I said, it can get the HSW upgrade and it'll run at like mid 30s, mid 130 miles per hour, I think, which is like just slightly more than the Vigoro ZX, which is like one of the best muscle cars in the game. And I would say that it is definitely worth picking up because you can steal it off the street. It costs about $8,000 to put insurance on it. It's a very, very, very complicated car. At our number 7 spot, we have the Impante Ruiner. Now, the great thing about the Impante Ruiner is that it used to be the only car that you would use other than the Vapid Dominator in races because it didn't have the same top speed as the Vapid Dominator, but it cornered very well. Now, it doesn't hold up like that nowadays, but it is still a very great car. It has decent customization options and very much deserving of the number 7 spot on this video. Coming in at our number 6 spot, we have the Impante Phoenix. Now, the Impante Phoenix is interesting because it's one of those cars that never really pops up until you're not looking for it, but it doesn't even show up when you are looking for it. But I got this one when I wasn't looking for it. Thank God, I actually never thought to look for it. I just saw it on the street and thought, oh, yeah, I saw that in a video. Now, the great thing about this is that it has pretty decent customization options. I think it has like 2 or 3 spoiler options, and it's really nice when you customize it, but it really sucks when you don't have any customizations on it at all. But I think it's nice. It deserves the number 6 spot because it's better than the other cars, not specifically because it's good at all. But yeah. The Bravado Sprunk Buffalo S is a very cool car. It's basically Franklin's car with a cool livery, and you can get it for free on Southern San Andreas Super Autos. Now, the worst part about it is that it's 4 doors, it's based off of a muscle car, but it is not a muscle car. It is a sports car. That's a stupid idea in my opinion, but I guess they knew what they were doing. What is this supposed to be, a 4-door sedan? Anyway, I think that this is really nice. This is the only way to get Franklin's car in online mode, unless you have a friend who wants to sell it to you, but I don't think they would want to sell theirs to you. Anyway, This car is nice. That's what gives it its number 5 spot. At number 4, we have the Karen Futo. Now, the Karen Futo is so good because it's the only drift car on this list, and it's also the first JDM car on this list. Spoiler, there are 2 JDM cars on this list, and if you don't know what a JDM car is, it's just a Japanese car. Now, this thing is a beast on just normal wheels when it comes to drifting, and this thing, like, without any kind of upgrades or anything, it has really good customization. Like, my customized version that you're seeing right here, I loved customizing it. It was so much fun. And the great thing about the Karen Futo is that you can get it off the road just like most of the cars on this list, and it's really good for drifting. Really, 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 really good for drifting. Like I'm glazing the drifting ability of the Karen Futo, but if I had put like low grip wheels on this, this might be like a little too drifty to actually be driven because it doesn't really have that good handling if you're not actually drifting. But I think it's nice. Um, Other people think it's nice. This is probably everyone's first drift car. So if you're a low level player, then you should definitely get this. Drift around the map. Have fun. In our number 3 place, we have the Cheval Picador. Now, that does not sound like the name of a lowrider, but this is a lowrider. It looks like a truck, sort of. It looks like a lowrider mostly. If you get this off the street, it looks like a truck. Now, of course, this is a truck when you get it off the street. You have to put the truck bed cover on it, and then you can put lowrider liveries on it. It's basically a Benny's vehicle without having to put the Benny's upgrade on it. The only difference is it doesn't have hydraulics, which, who cares that much about the hydraulics? Okay, a lot of people care that much about the hydraulics. It's like the main part of the Lowriders DLC that came out a long while ago. But I think that this is the best option for a affordable lowrider. At our number 2 spot, we have the Elegy RH8. Now, the Elegy RH8 has a decently long name, but it also has decently long performance stats. This will handle basically any top supercar. This will absolutely handle cars like the Turismo Classic, base form, of course. No one's handling that beast when it's HSW form. But anyway, this car is great. It's wonderful. So get it now. Go buy it. It's free. Get it. And at our number 1 spot, like some of you expected, we have the Vapid Dominator. Now this earned its name. And I don't mean that as an exaggeration. This thing has actually been dominating muscle car races and drag races for the entirety of its time in the game. This is one of the best muscle cars in the game. And you can steal this off the road, okay? Now, lean with me. If you take this to an LS Customs, you can get all of the upgrades completely. They're unlocked, okay? All you gotta do is buy them. You don't have to unlock them or anything. All unlocked. And that is why this has the number 1 spot. This thing is so fast, it's so easy to get, it's so easy to customize, it's so fun to use, and that's what gives this its number 1 spot. That's what makes this so good. And, some builds I've done in the past, basically all of them, kind of looked like crap because it's hard to pull off with this car. But if you make it look good, it'll look nice. Anyway, that'll be all, guys. If you want to comment and tell me if you want a part 2, because I have like 5 or 10 more vehicles that I could think of that are really good for their price and their budget, and like not like under $500,000, more like under $100,000, just like this list. But like, just tell me if you guys want part 2 to the video. Tell me if you want any tier lists or whatnot. I'm gonna be making a lot of these videos, and as always,
10 points!